It's time now for the award-winning #1 local talk show in Northeast Pennsylvania, The Sam Lesante Show. Now here's your host, Sam Lesante.
Well, welcome to the Sam Lesante Show, folks. We're going to be talking to my friend Tom O'Neill. He is in Wuxi, China, as we speak via phone. He's been on the show before. He is a teacher there in China. And we're going to get an update as to what's happening with the coronavirus that he's living with or they're living with in China. So before we talk to Tom on the phone, I'm going to show you this video he sent to us and give you an idea of what's happening in that area.
I'm standing outside my apartment complex. And as you can see, normally this road would have a lot of traffic on it. But travel has been restricted because of the coronavirus. And when you enter the apartment complex, you have to show them an ID that was issued to you, and they check your temperature. And then when you exit the apartment complex, you have to provide, you have to touch a pad with your finger so they could get your fingerprint. So you're only allowed to exit the apartment complex twice a week in order to buy food or water. All deliveries the delivery people cannot bring items into the apartment complex. You have to come out and pick up your packages outside the apartment complex. And when you travel, you have to have a face mask. You have to wear a face mask when you travel, or they'll stop you, and you could get a fine for not wearing a face mask. So normally, there's a lot more traffic, but we're hoping that within the next 2 weeks, we'll be able to return to school. All the schools right now in China are closed, and you cannot enter the school right now. You have to they have to get an authorization to open the school to allow even the teachers and personnel into the building. So I'm hoping within the next 2 weeks I'll be able to stop doing my online classes and start doing my classes again in the regular classroom. So right now we do not know when things will be back to normal. But now they're saying that we may have to remain self-quarantined for the whole month of March. So I'm hoping that's not going to happen. It's hard, having to stay in your apartment and only being allowed to leave twice a week. Just to buy normal items like food and water. But the coronavirus, I'm sure, is serious. They're saying it's more serious than the flu. But thank you, and just kind of like a little documentation of what's going on here. Take care. Bye.
Well, as you can see, it's sort of barren to a degree. And Tom, thanks for calling us via China.
Oh, that's no problem, Sam. I enjoy your show.
How are you doing?
Well, I'm fine physically. Right now, I have to do 2 classes online. I had to self-quarantine, for 14 days, but then the schools did not open, and so the entire government, shut down, all the businesses, and then they had all kind of travel restrictions, and we cannot leave the city of Wuxi, and all the schools were indefinitely shut down. So I was indefinitely being self-quarantined in my apartment since January. the end of January, so it's almost 2 months. So, it's like sometimes I feel like I'm in house arrest. I had this knock on my door. I opened it, and there was 3 police officers standing outside my door. And then they started asking me all sorts of questions. And they said I had to apply for a green code. It's like a Q code that's on your phone. And they're saying you have to use that every time I leave my apartment. And I have to wear a face mask. And they're saying that I can only leave my apartment twice a week. And the street that normally in front of my apartment normally is like really like a lot of traffic. There's hardly any traffic on that street, and all the stores are shut down, all the businesses. So it's really affecting the entire country's economy.
How far are you from the main capital of China? You're in Wuxi, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm much closer to Shanghai than I am Beijing. Shanghai is like by bullet train. I could go to Shanghai within, like 10 minutes, 15 minutes by bullet train. But Beijing is like 5 hours by bullet train. And I have an apartment in Suzhou as well. So, but I can't go to Suzhou, which is really strange because I can't leave the city of Wuxi because I'm teaching in Wuxi right now. I'm not teaching in Suzhou, so I have to stay in Wuxi. I can't go to Suzhou. I can't leave the city, and all of public transportation is shut down. So it's very difficult to get around right now.
Tom,
and when you leave your city, when you leave your apartment, you have to wear a face mask.
yes.
So if I go to a store that's authorized to stay open, I have to show them that green code, and I have to have my temperature taken. Like if I leave my apartment, they take your fingerprint like on a pad, and when I leave the apartment complex, and then when I enter the apartment complex, they take your temperature, and then you have to show the green code on your phone, showing that you're authorized to be in Wuxi, and that you are a resident of the apartment complex. So it's really, nobody has no idea when the schools are going to reopen, and I don't think they're going to open anytime soon because all the classes now are online. They're saying the classes and the homework, they have no physical interaction with the teachers. That they don't like that. They'd rather be in the classroom, and I feel the same way. I'd rather be in the classroom too.
Tom, let me ask you, as far as the has anyone that you know been affected by the coronavirus?
No, I don't know anyone that has the coronavirus, and I don't know anyone in the entire city of Wuxi that has the coronavirus. There was 70 cases in Suzhou, but that have the coronavirus, but nobody that I know of in Wuxi.
How long do you think the shutdown's going to last?
I have no idea. I don't know. And I saw on the news they're talking about that they're doing the same thing now in Italy. They're saying the whole government's right now is self-quarantine. And I heard some schools in the United States are now shut down because of the coronavirus. But it's the coronavirus is serious.
What are they doing now in China to get things in order?
Well, from what I'm told, the stores are going to start reopening because they have to, because it's really affecting the economy. The store owners are running out of money because they've never been shut down for this long. The restaurants are hurting. All the restaurants are shut down, but I was told that some of the restaurants are going to be authorized to reopen, and a lot of businesses are going to be authorized to reopen because it's really, really having a hard big impact on the economy.
Are they testing everyone every day when they're out, when they're going out, whether they're going to the grocery store or whatever? Are they testing everyone before they go in the stores?
Yeah, yeah. When people enter the store, they take their temperature. You know, like when they go into a store just to buy like items that they need. They're allowing people to leave their apartment twice a week because they have to go to a store.
All right, I'm going to take a break, Tom. Hold on a second there. I'm talking to Tom O'Neill, folks. He's a teacher in Wuxi, China. He's been on the show before, and he is quarantined right now. We're talking about what life is there. We showed you a video of what it is outside his place, and as we're doing the show, we're showing you pictures that he sent to us. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to the Sam Lesante Show, folks. I'm talking to Tom O'Neill, who is a teacher in Wuxi, China. Is quarantined right now because of the coronavirus. He says in his area there are no cases, known cases in Wuxi, China. Tom, to pick up our conversation about, you are a teacher there, correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And what do you teach?
I teach English, cultural diversity, and I teach about various cultures. And while I'm teaching about the cultures, I'm teaching them about oral English. Like how American idioms and about how people speak, because a lot of my students, they want to travel abroad. They want to go to English-speaking countries. So I teach them about those countries and about how people express themselves in those countries. And I teach them about American idioms and then, like, a lot of times they have to express themselves in English. I give them assignments and different projects, and they work together. It's student-centered, and then they have to express themselves in the classroom. I'm going to give you, I was joking with my students online. They had to tell me, rumors they heard that weren't true, and they had to explain, how they discovered they weren't true. And one student said, "Tom, I heard you died." I said, "No," I said, "that's not true because I checked. And according to Google, I'm still alive." And the student said, "Why didn't you use Baidu?" And Baidu is like China's search engine. I said, "No," I said, "I use Google because it's in English, and if I died, it would know." So it's like, I think joking around with students. Some of the rumors were pretty serious. It's like, well, the government had to shut down a lot of social media because of the rumors that were getting out of hand. And really crazy.
Okay, let me ask you this, Tom. Okay, I understand this coronavirus. There's nothing to laugh at or joke about. But the point is, do you think that it is serious? But do you think that they're going way beyond the expectations of of quarantines and restrictions and shutting down schools and closing different places down? Do you think that's too extreme, or you think that's proper?
Well, the big fear is, the Spanish flu. It killed over 50 million people. And a lot of people, millions of people in China died from the Spanish flu. It went all over the world. And it became a worldwide pandemic, and it went in phases. So that's what the big fear is, that it could turn into something like that. It's sad. People are dying from the coronavirus. They're trying to control it because they don't want it to become a major pandemic.
How are they controlling it in China?
Oh, by shutting everything down. The entire country is under self-quarantine.
Do they have any vaccine or anything that they're doing to prevent people from getting coronavirus?
What these scientists did is they genetically engineered these mice. These mice have a human immune system, and they're injecting a genetically engineered coronavirus, and they're injecting it into the mice and the mice builds up, fights it off with their immune system, and they're hoping that they could get a vaccine through that method. And they're claiming they may have a vaccine by July through these genetically engineered mice. It's interesting. I think it's very interesting how advanced science is advancing here in China. It's really amazing. But I'm sure other scientists are doing the same thing, working on it. But they're hoping to have a vaccine by July.
From your reports there in Wuxi, the coronavirus who is it who is mainly being attacked by the coronavirus? Is it seniors? Is it people who are sick? We heard here a scientist or a doctor talk about the coronavirus is likely, if it's going to hit people who are diabetic or obese, heart problems, may have a higher chance of getting coronavirus. This is what I heard. What about China? Is it the people that are getting a coronavirus? Are they old, young? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, it's people who have a compromised immune system are more vulnerable of dying from the coronavirus. Like you mentioned, there are like 29 people in nursing homes died from the coronavirus. So people with compromised immune systems are more at risk. They're saying children, they have a strong immune system, and when they get the coronavirus, it's a mild case. But if people who have heart conditions, like you mentioned, diabetes, people who are seniors, elderly, they're more likely to get the coronavirus in a much more serious way. They're more likely to die from the coronavirus than younger people.
The corrections that they're making now in China, and you're saying that you are quarantined right now, correct?
Yes, but I'm allowed to leave my apartment twice a week.
Okay.
To go to a store.
All right. And so right now, as a teacher, you are teaching online.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, all the classes right now in China are online classes. Nobody is allowed to go into classrooms and teach.
All right, so
they have to be authorized to go into a classroom, and so all the schools in China right now are closed.
Okay, so as of you know right now, none of your students nor any of their families have been affected by the coronavirus.
No, nobody that I know of has been affected by the coronavirus.
Okay. Tom, talking to Tom O'Neill, folks, who is in Wuxi, China. As we're talking, you see some of the pictures. We did show a video and what it looks like outside of his apartment. He is a teacher in China. We're going to take a break. We'll come back and talk a little bit more to Tom O'Neill in Wuxi, China. Welcome back to the Sam Lesante Show, folks. I'm talking to Tom O'Neill via phone. He is in Wuxi, China. He is a teacher. And remember, folks, you can watch all of our shows on ssptv.com. My email is sam@ssptv. For those of you who are in the Pottsville area on the Comcast 190, we're on every day, Monday through Sunday, from 7 to 11 p.m. On Channel 92 in the Wilkes-Barre, on Channel 92 Service Electric Communications from 7 to 11 p.m. Saturday and Sunday evenings. In the Lackawanna County on Comcast 190, we're on every Saturday and Sunday morning from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. So back to Tom. Tom, when we're talking about statistics about the coronavirus, now once again, for the viewers' edification, Tom is in Wuxi, China. There is no cases of corona virus in his area, nor any of his students or families have coronavirus. So let's look at statistics. What do you think, and I know you're not a medical doctor, but this is your opinion, of course. What do you think the statistics are as far as people getting the coronavirus?
Well, it's in 100 countries right now, and so the numbers is going to continue to increase. And from what I was told here, 80% of people who get the coronavirus, their immune system is going to be strong enough, will only be a mild case of the coronavirus. So even though somebody may get it, the coronavirus spreads much faster than the flu. And so that's why all these countries are taking precautions to try to slow it down. As the summer months come about, the coronavirus will slowly begin to die off. But in the southern sphere of the world, like Australia, they're going into their winter months now. So the countries that are going into their winter months, the coronavirus is going to increase, but 80% will only feel mild symptoms. They're not going to die from the coronavirus, but because it spreads the way it does, faster than the flu, I think all the countries are taking proper precautions to stop the spread, but the average person in America and China and the other countries, statistically speaking, they're not going to get the coronavirus.
How many people?
And that's a good thing.
How many people in China?
1.4 billion.
Okay. And how many people that you know of that they're reporting that got the coronavirus? How many thousand?
About maybe 7,000.
Okay. Okay. You think? Well, I mean, that's your information. I guess we have. There's conflicting reports all the time on how many people have. Here again. I understand, the media has to keep you informed, but once again, we don't know here in the country whether, if it's being inflated. Now, they keep you informed every day of what's going on?
Well, like I said, it's propaganda. They don't want to create a fear in China. So I'm sure what the news that you're getting in America is quite different than what I'm hearing here in China.
Well, yeah, the problem...
you said it's conflicting.
Yeah.
What did you hear? What did you hear about the number of cases globally that have it?
Well, it fluctuates. The sad thing is, Tom, we have an election year. And because it's an election year, we don't know whether, it's going to be one of these kind of things. Are they giving us actual facts, or are they inflating them? We know it's serious. But of course, are they inflating them enough to shut down different facilities or making the economy look bad? I don't know, okay? But so you don't know what's out there. 4,373 people have died from the coronavirus. My director just showed me that. Now, what was that number there, Tim? There's over 120,000 people today have coronavirus, of which 40-some hundred have died from it. So once again, are you concerned about getting it, Tom?
No, I'm not. And the face mask, from what the doctors are saying, it's all it is a piece of paper, and it's not going to really protect you. It's more psychological. They want people to have these face masks. They were saying it's psychological. They feel more secure. But it's you're very, very close to somebody with the coronavirus. Those face masks are not really going to protect you.
Yeah.
But everybody's walking around with these face masks, and it caused a shortage of face masks in China and, from what I understand, in the United States. So, because they want everybody to wear them.
Well, listen, Tom, I wish you well. I'm glad to hear that in Wuxi, China, there's no reported cases of corona. we do hope and pray that they get the vaccine, and hopefully we'll be able to resume to some kind of normal here. I appreciate the fact that you're calling us from China. I know it's late there, but we'll keep in touch, okay?
Well, thank you, Sam. I enjoy being on your show.
Okay. Folks,
And I enjoy talking to you.
Thanks. I'm talking to Tom O'Neill. He's an educator, a teacher in Wuxi, China, and he's giving us an update of what's happening in China in his area. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.